Hello, everyone. My name is Bonnie King. I am your professor for diagnosis and treatment planning. So, welcome to the course. I am providing introductory videos for all my classes because I am new to the university. Also, this is an online course. So, I want you to be able to put a face to the name and know who to reach out to if you need help. So a little bit about me. My name is Dr. Bonnie King. I have a PhD from the University of New Orleans. I got my master's from Texas State University and my bachelor's from St. Edward's University. I'm a licensed professional counselor in the state of Texas, and I'm a certified school counselor as well. I've worked in drug rehabilitation, private practice, mental health rehabilitation, in-home service provision, and school counseling settings. So I'll be drawing from my experience in a variety of settings. So let's go ahead and jump in and get started. I'm just another disclaimer. I may not do too many of these videos, but I definitely wanted to introduce myself, and I'll certainly provide some extra guidance through email. I will be commenting on your posts. I'll be grading your tests and your assignments. But I'll also be happy to create videos if there are topics that are troubling to you or concepts that are a little bit more difficult. So I'd be happy to provide some extra guidance in those areas as needed. As far as the course goes, this is Counseling 5263, Diagnosis and Treatment Planning. This is a bit of a doozy of a course. There's just a lot of information to cover. So basically what you'll be learning in this course is how to recognize a variety of mental health concerns, diagnoses, and mental illnesses. You will be using, that's backwards, but the DSM-5 Manual of Mental Disorders. This is published through the American Psychiatric Association, so if you don't already have this book, you will absolutely need it in this course. You can't get through the course without it. I would also recommend that you pick up an APA manual. You will need that in every class for paper writing. Some of the other suggested text that I had was the Jongsma Treatment Planner. That provides a variety of treatment options that are evidence-based for mental illnesses that are listed in the DSM. So, those treatment planners are for different populations, so individuals, couples, children, adolescents, the list goes on and on. So those are suggested texts, but you can start to get an idea of how to treatment plan if you peruse through those. So, what I'd like you to gain from this course are the principles of the diagnostic process, including differential diagnosis, and the use of current diagnostic tools such as the DSM. I'd like you to understand the established diagnostic criteria for emotional and mental disorders and treatment modalities and placement criteria within the continuum of care. Now, we will be focusing more on the diagnoses because there are just so many to cover. It'll be more of an introduction to treatment planning, and you'll be required to research some appropriate forms of treatment on your own. So that will occur in your online assignment too, and also in your final paper. I also want you to understand the relevance and potential biases of commonly used diagnostic tools with multicultural populations. The DSM-5 has been through multiple iterations. Obviously, we're in number 5 right now, so the 5th edition. The first one was published in 1958, I believe, and we've come a long way culturally to recognize a variety of different multicultural groups and populations. So the aim of the DSM is to provide accurate diagnoses, but it's also evolving with our understanding of the brain, popular research, empirical popular research, and shifts in cultural attitudes towards a variety of populations. Okay, I will skip past the course learning objectives because they're pretty self-explanatory and they're in your DSM. I do want to touch on professional behavior. If you are taking any of my other courses or you've been in this program for a little while, you probably already know that there are expectations of the counseling department regarding your behavior. In order to be an effective counselor, you need to be warm, empathetic, professional, and respectful of all people from a variety of cultures, and respectful of all people with whom you encounter in a variety of settings. So you'll be required to treat everyone with respect. If you're providing criticism, it needs to be constructive criticism, and it's also really important to be respectful of different cultures. Multicultural competence is something that we will focus on in this program. If you haven't already taken the multicultural counseling course with Dr. Stewart, we will still highlight cultural competencies throughout every class in this program. So we'll learn about it and just stay open and stay respectful and everyone will be okay. All right, academic dishonesty. Don't cheat, don't plagiarize yourself. If you have questions about what plagiarism is, talk to me or Google it or read some empirical articles about plagiarism. It's also in the handbook and all over the Midwestern State University website because that's a university expectation across the board. With regard to APA formatting, you will be required to use APA style here. So if you have questions about citing, then I would refer to the APA style manual. That's a suggested text. All right, so this is an online course, which means you need to be able to work independently through the course. You will have weekly readings and multiple quizzes and tests throughout the semester. If you aren't staying on top of your reading, it's going to be very difficult to pass. The quizzes will be open book, but they will also be timed. So you won't have a lot of time to look up every single answer. And the aim of the course is to get you familiar enough with the mental health diagnoses that you won't need to look in the book. At least to get a general idea of what the diagnosis is. Every clinician has one of these in their office. We refer to it all the time. You're not expected to memorize every single disorder in this book, but you should be very, very, very familiar, so familiar that you think to yourself, oh, that might be body dysmorphic disorder. Maybe I should look up the criteria and see if that fits as a diagnosis. Or this seems like bipolar disorder. Let me look up the criteria to see if they actually fit the diagnosis. So, late work. No late work will be accepted in this class. No late tests. No late online assignments. You will be allowed to turn in your paper late, but it is 5 points off a day, and then you're very quickly losing letter grades when you do that. So please just turn everything in on time. If you have an extenuating circumstance, please let me know well in advance so that I can accommodate that and work with you. Candidates with disabilities. So individuals with a disability, you absolutely have the right to accommodations in this course, and I'd be happy to provide those accommodations for you. But please contact the Office of Disabilities first and let them know what's going on with you, provide the appropriate documentation, and then we'll all be on the right side of the law. Class participation is required, and you are responsible for submitting all your work on time. Your participation is required in online discussions, and weekly assignments. Now in this course you typically just have quizzes. You won't necessarily have weekly assignments, but look at the syllabus if you have any questions about when things are due. They should also be popping up in the calendar, but I would rely more on the syllabus than the calendar because the syllabus is your guide to all things in this course. So you'll have a few assignments, 4 quizzes that are worth 25 points each, movie diagnosis paper, which is worth 150 points, and that paper requires that you write and present a case study on the psychopathology of a character or a person of interest. I'd like you to choose a character from a book or a movie or a famous person, and it should be an APA style, no longer than 15 pages in length with 8 to 10 citations. There is a handout that outlines this project in greater detail. Go ahead and you can access the handout on the website, and that will be a more detailed guide so that you can get the most points possible. We will have a midterm exam and a final exam. Your midterm will be completed at the end of week 8, and it will be open book, but just remember, like the rest of the quizzes, it will be timed, so you need to study, otherwise you will not be successful. Your final exam will be completed by December 14th, and it will be the same open book format, but you're going to need to know the material. And it will be cumulative. So just know that. Your final exam will be cumulative. So you'll be responsible for all of the disorders that you learn from the beginning of the course until the end. You'll have 2 online assignments that will help you learn in this course, and they are worth 50 points, 25 points each. Take a look at the syllabus for the grading policy. I break down the points for you there. And another important thing to note is the syllabus calendar that's in the syllabus. Look at the syllabus calendar. Don't just rely on the calendar in D2L, just because there could be some errors, and at the end of the day, it will all, the syllabus rules all. So access the syllabus if you have any questions. But also I want to remind you that I'm here for you. Please, please, please feel free to reach out. I have office hours on Thursday and Friday. I'll be in my office on Thursday from 10 to 4 and on Friday from 12 to 4. However, the first week of school, I will be in on Monday and Tuesday and not Thursday and Friday. So remember, August 28th and 29th of this week, I will be in my office. But every other week it will be on Thursday and Friday. You have my contact information on the syllabus. Don't be shy, reach out. I want to get to know you. I want to learn about who you are and what your interests are, and I'm so looking forward to spending the semester with you. Thank you and good luck.